The DHS also says that, in their words, you were body slamming an ICE officer.
Absolutely no. I mean, I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone.
Alright, so things are not looking too good for these three members of Congress who keep appearing on television and keep saying Homeland Security has manufactured their footage, Homeland Security is lying, and we've never body slammed any Homeland Security officers. Now, the response from Homeland Security? Let's check the tape. So that's what we're going to do. Let's work together, check the tape, and respond to this new interview from the members of Congress.
Have you heard from anyone at DHS that you might be charged or arrested?
We've not heard anything. We've only read what everyone else has read. We have no idea why they would even suggest that because we didn't do anything. So, nope, we have no idea what they have in mind other than to create an environment of intimidation just by claiming that perhaps we might be subject to arrest.
So, after 3 days and all of this body cam footage, these members of Congress are still confused as to why they could be arrested, even though they have admitted on national television they blocked off Homeland Security from arresting the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. Check this out.
And they went to get to the mayor, and LaMonica and Rob and I tried to shield the mayor.
Now, for some reason, everyone is focusing on the body slamming aspect of this story, and we'll get to that in a second. However, we are all missing the most obvious thing of the entire story. These members of Congress are admitting on national television that they knew the mayor of Newark, New Jersey was about to be arrested, and they encircled him and blocked off Homeland Security from doing their job, which is not legal.
The DHS also says that, in their words, you were body slamming an ICE officer. Is that what we're looking at? Is that what happened?
Absolutely no. I mean, I honestly do not know how to body slam anyone. There's no video that supports me body slamming anyone. As Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman said, we were simply there to do our job. Therefore, oversight visit and what you're watching in a video, and we don't have all of the body cam, and we hope that all of the body cam is released.
Okay, so here's where things get very interesting. During this interview, you can even see her body slamming into a Homeland Security officer. Now remember, those members of Congress do not deny the chaos, they do not deny the shoving, but they do deny the body slamming. Many people are critiquing Homeland Security that they should have never used the words body slamming and stuck to pushing bodies or shoving bodies, because when you think about body slamming or look it up, this is what pops up.
It was a very tense situation. It unfortunately did not have to be like that. They created that confrontation. They created that chaos, and then ultimately went to arrest the mayor of the largest city of New Jersey, who is my mayor and my constituent. And it was very difficult to watch that happen. But absolutely, I did not body slam anyone.
Okay, so I hope you're catching this. These members of Congress keep talking about how big the mayor is, how big the city is, and how big this is, and how big that is. How could they arrest the mayor? Now, a lot of people don't even know this footage exists. Check this out.
So why don't the fire officials go to the front? They won't let y'all know they want to any entrance or anybody come.
You see, that man right there was detained about a week ago, and he worked for the mayor, which means about a week ago is when the story really begins. But these members of Congress are acting like this has never happened before. The mayor has never received a warning. How could they arrest him?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think there was a lot of opportunities for DHS, for ICE to de-escalate the situation. They chose not to. There's 3 House members there, the mayor of the largest city. And as you can see in all of the video, and this is important, they had over 20 armed ICE HSI officers. They were heavily armed. Their faces were covered, and they were wearing no identification. So this is who they chose to have come engage with the mayor of Newark. And
get ready for this. We actually have the footage of Homeland Security trying to de-escalate the situation as peaceful as possible, and they get yelled at.
Please move out of the way. I can't have it. You're not a cop. You're not a cop. They come, I'm leaving. That's not how they sir. They're trying to arrest me. They let me in here.
This is what I mean. This is exactly what I'm talking
Exactly.
about.
This is private property, and you cannot block the.
Remember, the claim is Homeland Security, they escalated this, but I want you to turn up your audio and listen to what the members of Congress are saying back to Homeland Security and the officers.
The largest city. You are here on private property.
All right, this is the last. I'm not, ma'am. Listen, this is the last warning.
Oh, hey, Congresswoman. Let's show some respect. Show some respect.
Calls her ma'am.
You have no.
Okay, so I hope you caught that. The Homeland Security officer called her ma'am, and he got yelled at and said he was being disrespectful. She's a congresswoman.
3 elected members of the House of Representatives. As Congressman Watson Coleman said, the mayor had gone on to public property. He had de-escalated the situation. We were all on the other side of the fence, on the, let's just call it the private side of the fence. The mayor was on the public side. Someone there from HSI got a call, and what happened next was they re-engaged with the mayor. They went on to the public side, and that's where they arrested him. So there were so many instances where this could have all been de-escalated.
Hold on, you forgot to mention the part where you surrounded the mayor, and then from there, when the mayor was being arrested, the Homeland Security officers were being backed into a corner, back onto private property. Watch the clip. Something else we are forgetting, we don't know who those protesters are. We are just assuming they are American citizens and they are good to go. We have no idea. Nonetheless, they were shoving, they were pushing, and they were backing up Homeland Security into a corner, and you could argue they were just following the role of their elected officials. But this is truly the part that is shocking. It's the behind the scenes. Once you cross into the private property, this is where the showdown really goes down.
To a congresswoman like that, and you gotta have to put your hands on me, you will pay. You guys are creating this. You know that's wrong.
Again, the claim is that Homeland Security escalated this, and I hope you heard in the audio, they are even confused, saying, hold on, you guys created this, and not only that, everyone is missing the whole point of all of this. Homeland Security ended up working with these members of Congress to go through the facility, which these members of Congress said actually looked really good.
If any official, including these members of Congress, want to enter the facility and take a tour, DHS is more than accommodating. But just because you're a member of Congress does not mean you can break the law, trespass, put law enforcement at risk, and storm the detention facility.
Escalated, but it was squarely in HSI, ICE's court. They chose not to. They made this a violent scene that we were unfortunately all a part of. And it's something that should really shock all Americans.
And this was an attempt, you were doing an event there, but you were also trying to go forward with part of your job in Congress, which is oversight. Were you able to get any of that oversight actually done? Congresswoman MacIver, I'll send that to you.
Yes, we actually were. I mean, that's why I find it to be appalling that they said we were trespassing, because how are we trespassing? And then you offer us a tour at the end, which is the reason why we were there in the first place, to have a tour of this facility that had just opened up on May 1st. It had over 100 detainees. We were getting reports prior to our tour that children were there. We did not know the status of the facility or the status of the detainees. And so that is why we showed up there to do our job as members, and New Jerseyans count on us to do our job.
Okay, so two things I want to point out. Number one, these members of Congress do have the right to do oversight, and that's what they were there to do. But the question everyone has is, okay, if you are there to commit oversight and clearly nothing is wrong, otherwise you would have said it all over national television, why do you have a whole protest there? Why are there a bunch of civilians? Well, now they are saying on national television, well, it was also an event, which is why a lot of people are questioning what actually happened at Delaney Hall.
The tour came after that confrontation?
The tour came after the confrontation, even though we were there at almost 2 hours before the confrontation took place. But ICE kept giving us the runaround and kept saying that they needed to talk to someone else. So finally, when we saw that all of the hierarchy from ICE in the state of New Jersey was on the premises, we were ready to then do the tour. But then this ensued. This conversation they had with the mayor, we were right there on the site with him when they asked him to get off of the property. He willingly moved, quietly moved with dignity and respect. And then chaos ensued when someone on the phone above the leaders of ICE who were with us at the facility instructed them to go out of the facility, go to the private property, and lock the mayor of the largest city in the state of New Jersey up.
So look, I don't have a way to prove this, but if I had to make a guess, let us remember the mayor's staff and the mayor has already been warned. They've already been detained before, and it looks like since he's being charged with a felony, he was never given permission to be on the premise to begin with. Whether or not he's the mayor of the biggest city ever, I'm actually shocked they keep making this argument because there's no law that really makes a distinction, or nobody seems to care. The second thing I want to point out is I'm also really shocked that somebody who makes over $170,000+ a year, according to congressional salaries, I'm shocked that they are complaining they had to wait over 2 hours. Has anybody ever had to wait over 2 hours for anything?
That's absurd. That's un-American. That's scary. That's determination to intimidate people in this country. And we fear for the safety and security of everyday families just trying to go about their lives. If they can do this to 3 federally elected officials with the authority to come and do their job, and they can then also lock up the mayor of the largest city in the state of New Jersey who is on public property, I understand the fear that I keep getting information on. People just are afraid of this un-American hyperactivity, this weaponization of law enforcement.
Including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video
American
of members of
facts.
Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay, and so if you have that video, are you suggesting that members of Congress will be arrested who were there yesterday?
This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table.
Who has the video?
ICE does, and we will be releasing that very shortly.
I am also waiting for that footage, so make sure you guys subscribe or interact with the video so you can also watch the new footage, because I will be updating all of you on this situation. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for everything. Happy Mother's Day if you are a mother and you're watching this. God bless, and we'll see you all later. Thank you.